The Daily Stoic on the topic of clarity, January 16th. Never do anything out of habit. So in the majority of other things, we address circumstances nor in accordance with the right assumptions, but mostly by following wretched habit. Since all that I've said is the case, the person in training must seek to rise above, so as to stop seeking out pleasure and steering away from pain, to stop clinging to living and abhorring death, and in the case of property and money, to stop valuing receiving over giving. Musonius Rufus, Lectures 6.25.5 through 11. A worker is asked, "Why do you do it this way?" The answer, "Because that's the way we've always done things." This answer frustrates every good boss and sets the mouth of every entrepreneur watering. The worker has stopped thinking and is mindlessly operating out of habit. The business is ripe for disruption by a competitor, and the worker will probably get fired by any thinking boss. We should apply the same ruthlessness to our own habits. In fact, we are studying philosophy precisely to break ourselves from rote behavior. Find out what you do out of rote memory or routine. Ask yourself, is this really the best way to do it? Know why you do what you do. Do it for the right reasons. Today's reading stands out because I've worked in a job where I've been on a production line for almost 9 years now, for one company or another. And even if you haven't, I'm sure you've asked some variation of the question that was asked here, asking why it is that we do it the way we do it, with some variation of the answer to it being, I don't know, we've always done it this way, or I was just taught it this way. It can be rather frustrating when you're trying to get a grasp as to the why behind what it is that you're doing. As for a lot of people, understanding the why helps you perform the task better. Knowing that this is currently the best way that you have allows your mind to be at ease, to know that even if the job sucks, this is the way we should do it for XYZ reasons. However, like many people at work, with not questioning the reason why behind their tasks, we've done the same to our day-to-day. Many of the things that we do it because, well, we've done it for as long as we can remember. Having a coffee in the morning, scrolling through Facebook or TikTok, sitting down to watch a movie after work. A lot of things we do out of habit because we've done it that way for a while, and we've gotten comfortable with it. I'm guilty of this myself. Much of what fills my day is done out of habit, routine, things that I've done that way for as long as I can remember. Currently, I'm trying to break many of these. As like with addictions that we've talked about before, this shows your lack of control. In particular, control over your actions and your day-to-day thoughts. Something that I've just kind of noticed with recording this is I've shifted constantly between giving examples of things I do myself and then trying to ascribe it to you, the listener. If you go back and listen to it, you'll notice it. I decided to keep that in just to show that it is very difficult to break out of habits and to break addictions. It'll make you very uncomfortable, and it is very, very painful. These thoughts sections that I have after each reading may seem like they're scripted and not as off the cuff, but all I do is I edit out the silences in between my thoughts and make sure that it makes coherent sense. Currently, it is the way that I find the best right now, as attempts to script it didn't really work. In my own way, I was doing what the reading asks you to do, to check and see if what you're doing is the best way to do it, rather than trying to forge through and make it work. I ask you to join me in checking on a lot of the things that you do in your day-to-day, seeing if you're doing it out of habit or if it's because it's the best way to do that thing, if it's the best for you in that moment. It won't be easy, but nothing worthwhile in life ever is. I'd like to thank you for listening to today's reading. I'll see you tomorrow.